You have to envision something that is more powerful than you.
Who was responsible for that failure?
There's no dopamine.
Days turned into weeks, weeks into months.
And I went over it again and again, and I struggled.
And every day, I'm set back, I'm set back, I'm set back, I'm set back.
And it hit me like a slap in the face.
Something has to get you out of bed.
Take ownership. Take extreme ownership.
And then, one ordinary morning in the shower.
So, I'm not a real smart guy. And what I mean by that is, I was born with ADD, ADHD. My brain cannot retain information. I'm not some genetic freak when it comes to running, when it comes to lifting weights. I am absolutely the bottom of the barrel. So when you ask me this question about what does studying look like for me, I have to go over the same page over and over and over and over again. While Jennifer can look at that page, while she's, quizzing me, she'll learn it right then as she doesn't know anything about it. She will quiz herself or quiz me and learn it as she's quizzing me. It's the most frustrating thing in the world how my brain works. So what I do is I literally sit there with a pen and paper, and I have my books, and I go through and have to write everything down every single day. I will study the same page until it's photographic memory from writing the same thing down. And then from there, I'll go back through and relearn it again. So I'll learn the bulk of it, but then I'll go through and learn the small things within that. So if it's a medication, I'll learn what the medication does. I'll learn how to even say the medication. Because these medications aren't like albuterol. No, it's very big words. So I'll go through, learn how to say the name. Then I'll go through, learn what the dose is. Then I'll go through, and this is like every single day. So not like, oh, I got it. Let's just go through. No, nothing is I got it. Every single thing. I can't wait to get in this conversation because everything I do in life, it sucks. I knew my entire life was going to be a struggle, which is why I just ignored it. And I said, I'm not even trying to jump off into this shit and learn how to read, how to write, how to memorize, how to become something I am not. But through that process, something happened to me. And I realized this is why I feel sorry for no one. In this podcast, they're going to really not like me because people are going to think that I am maybe lying or maybe fibbing or exaggerating. No, I was the lowest form on earth. No talent, no ability to learn, and I literally know what it is to be rock bottom and to build that up. So that question about learning, it's a pain in my ass. And I don't have to do it. That's the thing about it. I'm 49 years old and I'm a multi-millionaire. I don't have to do anything. So all I thought about when I was growing up is, man, I can't wait till one day it gets to the point where I no longer have to do this stuff. But what happens, I got older, it became a way of living. So how I do every day is how I do every day. It's a discipline, it's a regimen, it was a choice I made. And the choice I made was, what are you willing to sacrifice and what are you willing to give up to find every bit of who you are as a human being? And I was willing to give everything to do that. So studying is no joke. And if you're not strong mentally, and you have no willpower, you're going to continue falling back in this hole versus the man that sits back and goes, all right, motherfucker. This is why I cuss, because this is what is in me. This is what it took for me to be me. Sorry. It didn't take, hey, okay, we're going to do this today. No, this fucking really sucks. This is real, dude. This is real. And every day, I'm set back, I'm set back, I'm set back, I'm set back. So this is what I would tell your boy. This is exactly what I tell him. There's no dopamine. There's no dopamine in there at 300 pounds. You got nothing. Your hormones are shot. You have to envision something that is more powerful than you. Something has to get you out of bed. And you have to create it.
It's 11:30 on a Tuesday, and I'm staring at my chemistry teacher. My face pale, my eyes wide open. quiet giggling from the wall behind me. My ears are ringing, but her words cut through the fog. Henry, if you fail this exam, how are you going to survive medical school? Think about it carefully. A wave of fear and anger slams into me. Am I really just not smart enough? I've been studying for weeks, and yet like this, I will never make my parents proud. But if hard work wasn't enough, then I needed something else. Something deeper, something that actually worked. Because if effort alone doesn't guarantee success, then maybe the problem wasn't me. Maybe the problem was the way I was learning. So I started searching, not just for answers, but for understanding. I spent countless nights buried in research papers, obsessively dissecting studies. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and then one ordinary morning in the shower, a single sentence appeared in front of my mind's eye. A sentence that would change my entire life. Even now I get goosebumps when I think about it. The brain is not built for modern education. It is built for survival. The whole time, it was not my fault. No one in this room is too lazy or too dumb to achieve high academic success. The real problem? None of us were ever taught in a way our brain actually understands. But how were our brain designed to learn? The answers were not in more motivation, more discipline, or more time at the desk. The answers was hidden in the way humans have survived for thousands of years. And suddenly, everything made sense. I went from struggling to study for hours to learning more in just under 10 minutes, because I finally understood how to use my brain the way it was meant to be used.
And for me, one of the most impactful lessons that I learned from war was in the spring of 2006 in the city of Ramadi, Iraq, which at the time was the epicenter of the insurgency. We had multiple units out on the battlefield fighting the enemy. We had friendly Iraqi soldiers, we had US Army soldiers and US Marines, along with small elements of my SEAL team. And then the fog of war rolled in with its confusion and chaos and mayhem, and with its gunfire and enemy attacks and screaming men and blood and death. And when it was over and the fog of war lifted, one friendly Iraqi soldier was dead, 2 more were wounded, one of my men was wounded, the rest of my SEALs were badly shaken. And it was only through a miracle that no one else was killed. I detailed every mistake that was made and who made it. And I pointed out every failure in the planning and the preparation and the execution in the operation. And I pointed out who was responsible for that failure. There was plenty of blame to go around. There were so many people that I could incriminate with guilt, but something wasn't right. For some reason, I just couldn't put my finger on who was at fault and who specifically I should blame for what had happened. And I went over it again and again, and I struggled for an answer. And then when I was about 10 minutes from starting the debrief, that answer came, and it hit me like a slap in the face. There was only one person to blame, and that person was me. And I will tell you something, it hurt. It hurt my ego. It hurt my pride to take the blame. But I also knew that to maintain my integrity as a leader and as a man, I had to take responsibility. And in order to do that, I had to control my ego so that my ego did not control me. Where no one takes ownership of the problems, and therefore the problems never get solved. With us, everyone took ownership of their mistakes. Everyone took ownership of the problems. And when a team takes ownership of its problems, the problems get solved. And that is true on the battlefield, it is true in business, and it is true in life. So I say, take ownership. Take extreme ownership. Don't make excuses. Don't blame any other person or any other thing. Get control of your ego. Don't hide your delicate pride from the truth. Take ownership of everything in your world, the good and the bad. Take ownership of your mistakes. Take ownership of your shortfalls. Take ownership of your problems. And then take ownership of the solutions that will get those problems solved. Take ownership of your mission. Take ownership of your job, of your team, of your future, and take ownership of your life. And lead yourself and your team and the people in your life. Lead them all to victory. Thank you.